Welcome to the Car Guys, and oh my sweet baby Jesus, what has happened to Jaguar?
Come on, you gotta be kidding me!
The iconic British car brand synonymous with performance, power and poise has, well, it looks like it's everything right up and no mistake. And I'm not just talking about this misjudged acid trip of a teaser trailer, but also the official unveiling in Miami of a new electric Jaguar that Motor Trend christened the air conditioner and everyone else christened the... well, it wasn't very complimentary. So this week it's time for the Car Guys to wade into this calamity of a marketing campaign. And I'm going to look at why and how Jaguar got into this state. What on earth was revealed in Miami? Have we all got it wrong, and is it in fact a genius move? Or is this the biggest corporate own goal since Bud Light? So if that sounds like your special kind of wanton rape of a beloved British car brand vodka, let's get on with it. Lots to talk about then, and before we get started I'm going to assure you that unlike the majority of automotive publications and influencers, the Car Guys will promise to deliver unfiltered, truthful opinion. We're not going to say that this new direction for Jaguar is brave or should be admired or ushers in a new era that matches the ethos of founder Sir William Lyons, just to get on the corporate bandwagon and be given lots of free press trips and lavish lunches and bulging goodie bags and of course free cars. In short, we are not pandering to this nonsense, and given the thousands of comments on every Jaguar social media post and live stream, when they're not turned off, I suspect that you are not going to put up with it either. But now that's out of the way, let's wade into this firestorm. First of all, I feel incredibly sorry for everyone who works at Jaguar. Not to mention all the car clubs, the devotees, the fans, and the classic and current owners. None of you signed up for this or wanted it, and I suspect that many, if not all of you, are probably feeling quite embarrassed right now. The world is venting hate at Jaguar in a way that's never happened before, and in a desperate attempt to provoke a reaction and get people talking, its executive team have sadly made it a laughingstock. For every blue-haired marketing dweeb, loquacious influencer, or dead-eyed rapper accepting cash to say the new Jaguar is lit, there are 100 who think the new direction is dumb. The now infamous copy-nothing teaser locked in a dumbness in a way that was so preposterous, many thought it must have been a joke. A classic case of misdirection and mirth so that the world zigged while Jaguar prepared to zag. But no, it was deadly serious.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Jaguar unleashed this multicoloured, diverse smorgasbord on the 19th of November 2024, and it's fair to say the world was not kind.
That's putting it mildly, 007.
Here are just some of the comments that appeared within moments of the video airing, and to be honest, I was in two minds about whether to just make a video reading them all out.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
This United Colours of Hellaton, pompous, dated DEI nightmare fuel was real and earnest. They meant that shit.
You serious?
And how did that feel for Jaguar lovers all around the world?
As if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. I fear something terrible has happened.
I love ripping into stupid politically correct stuff like this, as if the only future humanity can look forward to is the dead-eyed stare of a bunch of bellends wearing impractical, colourful catwalk collections. We've seen this sort of shock advertising message before, making Jaguar's Copy Nothing campaign message even more ironic. Jaguar is taking a leaf out of Hollywood's playbook here and actively generating controversy for column inches, and perhaps worst of all, attacking its own customers. As one commenter wrote, "I've never seen a more colourful funeral." Quite. This teaser has all the elements of activism and gender fluidity that you'd expect, but it feels 6 months too late and therefore old. Witness the yellow dude with the tyre around his waist, or Mr. Red Bath sponge slippers, the smirking, rotating paintbrush Andy Warhol, and what's this? Of course, a yellow, hammer-wielding activist, and right at the end they all sit down on a pink rock looking pretty vacant. All boxes ticked. It's Monty Python, it's Little Britain, it's Zoolander, and it's the funniest thing I've seen in years. The teaser is a moronic mood board seemingly created to annoy anyone who has ever owned a Jaguar or who is proud of this great British brand. It is a great reset, a cover-up, a smash and grab. In one foul swoop, it erased Jaguar's proud history and replaced it with a generational and ideological pandering that is so clumsy it actually feels like the parody so many people thought it was. And not finished with the scorched earth policy, the teaser concluded with a new Jaguar logo that unfortunately looks more like a sanitary product than a sports car. And it left many with the indelible impression that Jaguar was moving into the erotic enhancement business. Incidentally, at the same time, Jaguar decided to erase the entire contents of its Instagram page. But strangely, it didn't feel the need to erase the 17 million fans who already followed this page. And then on the 2nd of December 2024, at something called Miami Art Week, we had the world premiere of Jaguar's new electric concept, the Type 00. Two examples of this concept car, in Miami Pink, of course, and London Blue, could be viewed up closely by those carefully chosen or paid to attend this event. Those with working eyes or not corrupted by the corporate dollar saw the Type 00 as this: Lady Penelope's Thunderbird's Rolls-Royce. The first thing that comes to mind that makes this whole copy-nothing ethos, which has been appropriated from the Jaguar founder Sir William Lyons's "A Jaguar should be a copy of nothing," is this. Voila! The 00 looks exactly like a Rolls-Royce Spectre in side profile, which incidentally is the angle that Jaguar wanted everyone to focus on, mainly because the front and rear end look so hideous. What else about the 00? Why is it so flippin' big? Especially that colossal bonnet or hood, which an EV of course does not even need. How are you going to pull out of a junction safely with that much metal ahead of you? And why, when asked to create a futuristic car, do designers of a certain competence always default to pseudo Blade Runner Art Deco? Would it have killed Jaguar to have put a dark green or grey concept at the launch? Something to reassure current owners that there was something based in reality? Is this really Jaguar's Cybertruck, or its Waterloo? Now, it's worth pointing out that this car is just a concept. It will never be released, and the actual working Jaguar that you'll be able to buy will not be revealed until the end of 2025, with delivery in 2026. This is meant to give us a flavour of what's to come. Which is strange, because that first car is set to be a 4-door saloon, not a sleek coupe.
Not a great plan.
And like all concept cars, the wheels are impractically large to give it greater presence, but will never actually make it into production. It's got no ground clearance, the glass is darkened to make it appear lower and sleeker. Of course, the interior is that stereotypical futuristic car trope, the complete absence of all controls, a wacky shaped steering wheel, and impractical materials. It's what happens if you ask a 5-year-old to draw a car.
Some may love it now, some may love it later, and some may never love it, and that's okay, because that's what fearless creativity does.
And before you say I'm just another naysayer who has never owned or ever would own a Jaguar, but I'm now taking delight in its downfall, you are dead wrong. I've owned 2 Jaguars, a brand new F-Type which I bought for my father, and a 1992 XJ40. Like all men my age, I suspect I've thought about owning an E-Type, but having driven one, that quickly subsided. An Eagle E-Type though, well, that's a different matter. I want Jaguar to succeed, of course I do. And there are many incredible cars in its history that could help shape its future, EV or hybrid. That history doesn't have to be trashed in the name of revolution. And fortunately, the internet has already shown us that with respect for Jaguar's heritage, you can still create beautiful modern cars that perhaps should have been the ones shown, instead of this blush block of banality. If you ask most people on the street to name something about Jaguar, the answers invariably are the E-Type, racing at Le Mans, the XJ220 supercar, and maybe Arthur Daly, Austin Powers, and the Saint. But that was an awful long time ago. Ask a younger person the same question and you may not even get an answer. And that's the problem that Jaguar faces. Its customers are literally dying and there's not enough new ones to replace them. Jaguar's acknowledged first car was way back in 1935, the SS 2.5 litre sports saloon, predating the actual company, which came in 1945. Since then, it's had the beautiful connoisseur's choice, the XK120, C-Type in 1953, the D-Type in 1956, bank robber's favourite, the Mark II Saloon in 1959, the E-Type, of course, in 1961, XJS in 1975, XJ220 in 1990, and if we're being charitable, its first EV, the I-Pace, in 2018. And fun fact, it was also the first company to develop disc brakes. As offensive as this new direction for Jaguar is, we need to remember that the reason the board has been so radical is because the Jaguar part of JLR was failing. From a high in 2017, 2018 and 2019, which saw the new F-Pace, E-Pace and I-Pace sell in decent numbers, it all suddenly went pear-shaped as sales dropped sharply in 2020. No surprise, it was COVID, but more worryingly, sales never recovered. Jaguar's competitors like BMW, Mercedes and Lexus are larger, more modern, have greater financial firepower, a wider, newer model range, better payment plans, and they are simply more attractive prospects. Jaguar's brilliant F-Type is now over 11 years old, the XE and XF over 9 years, and the F-Pace 8.5 years. Without investment, the range feels old, it's creaking, and with sales dropping, the investment simply wasn't there. And Jaguar's impressive I-Pace, surely the right type of vehicle for the times, also failed to gain traction, with only 2% of Jaguar sales in 2022/2023. And for an EV at that time, that is really worrying, and Jaguar was in danger of extinction. In 2023, JLR announced publicly that it was going to move Jaguar more upmarket, competing with Bentley and Porsche by raising prices and lowering volume, which all sounded sensible. Then Jaguar said its entire future would be solely electric, and frankly, the wheels started coming off the donkey cart. Especially when the plan is to stop all car production in 2024. That's now, by the way, including the I-Pace. It's only an actually quite good electric vehicle. So Jaguar is betting all its future on batteries and then culling its only battery car. And this announcement came pretty much at the same time as many other European car companies, including Porsche, were actually going to start producing internal combustion cars again, because EV demand and infrastructure just isn't there. So Jaguar had to do something to save itself and appeal to a new generation of customers. Moving towards Bentley and Rolls-Royce with an ultra-premium priced product did make sense, but some would argue, me included, that erasing its heritage and actively insulting its customer base is a catastrophic mistake. Not since Bud Light has a company gone out to destroy itself so comprehensively and deliberately as Jaguar. But are we missing the point? Is there a big picture we're not seeing? Is this all, in fact, a carefully constructed masterstroke that will see Jaguar emerge from its self-imposed ashes and rise again? Maybe all this provocative imagery, deliberate burning of its history, and bonkers concept cars that will never see production is purely designed by marketeers to get people talking about Jaguar again. And boy, have they. Prior to Copy Nothing, the last time we talked about Jaguar was when it got all the most stylish men in the film world to wax lyrical about how cool its cars were. It was cool by association, and it really worked. Particularly because they were the target market. However, no one has talked about Jaguar for a very long time, and its products, whilst often impressive, have not sold in great numbers and have rarely set our pulses racing. I've got to admit that if you were judging this campaign on active eyeballs, global reach, impressions and all that other advertising bollocks, it has been transformative for Jaguar. Is all publicity good publicity even when it's really, really bad? We shall see. I'm hoping that once all the dust settles on this vivid, pseudo-futuristic guff, Jaguar gets on with making a highly desirable new car that will wow the world for all the right reasons. And we will find out in late 2025 with a 4-door electric Grand Tourer, followed by 2 more as yet unannounced cars. I cannot shake the feeling, however, that now that Jaguar has alienated and diminished its existing customer base, it's left with nothing but a young, fickle generation who actually cannot afford the new, higher asking price. And more than that, they don't even want to own a car at all. So who is going to buy the new Jaguar? One of Jaguar's stated aims is to take its cars to a premium price point and lower production numbers to become a luxury business. And there's nothing wrong with that, provided the product is to die for and the price is reassuringly expensive. But I'm sorry, no rapper, Kardashian or Gen Z tech billionaire is bragging about owning a £120,000 car. And conversely, almost no regular Gen Zers will be paying that much for a car in the first place because they don't want to own anything. I'm sure to Jaguar management, £120,000 is a lot of money, a significant uptick on past Jaguar prices. But these days, and especially in the next 2 years, it's not enough. You can already get a Porsche 911 for that, or a Range Rover, or a BMW. It's not a brave new price point for a brave new copy nothing future. It's mid-market. It's ordinary. It's, dare I say it, cheap. A true futuristic premium price point would be 200 grand, 300 grand, 400 grand, $500,000 even. That's the main reason why celebrities like to flex their Rolls-Royce Spectres and include them in song lyrics. A Spectre is a sign that you've made it, you're a success, that you have the G. The new Jaguar, therefore, would only say, I can't afford a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley. And that doesn't sound very appealing to the sort of image-conscious customers Jaguar is now wholly targeting. I'm still young enough to be excited about a new Jaguar and to celebrate and appreciate its history, which is why the deletion of its heritage is so offensive to me. To me, Jaguar is one of the all-time great British marques. It's part of the tapestry of my life. If it wasn't owning one, it was riding in them, sleeping in the back of them, and of course watching them on the coolest TV shows and films. Jaguar's history is as important as its future, and I really don't think you can wipe out the former to have a successful latter. I can almost forgive Jaguar's candy pink concept car campaign if it leads to great anticipation and pre-orders for the actual new car. But that car needs to be a futuristic Jaguar, not a brawn lady shaver. I guess what I'm saying here, if I'm saying anything at all, is what's the point in saving Jaguar if you have to destroy everything it is and was to do it? Jaguar has succeeded in getting the world talking about it once again, which was no mean feat. The problem is this new direction has created a lot of division and alienated those who love the brand the most. But there's still hope. Jaguar now has the chance to recapture hearts and minds, drop this DEI gender-bending PC claptrap and reveal a range of cars in 2025 that are not only drop-dead gorgeous, but are also unmistakably, unquestionably, emphatically Jaguars. Thanks for watching The Car Guys and this episode on Jaguar. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it entertaining. If you like what we're doing on The Car Guys, please subscribe, leave comments and likes. There'll be another episode soon.